Hey everyone, I'm Jaden and this is my tour guide Joel, and we are here in Lake Louise. And Joel, tell us a little bit about the trail that we're on.
Well, we're up by the Great Divide, which is very apropos since my company name is Great Divide Nature Interpretation. And we're up in the deep snow belt of Lake Louise, walking through the forest and heading towards this beautiful big clearing where we're going to see mountains galore. I got started in this line of work because I did a biology degree at university, and then I came to work for the Park Service here. Initially in a different national park down south, but ended up here in Banff and specifically in Lake Louise. And yeah, I cut my teeth doing this, well, not so much this winter work, but I did a lot of guided naturalist programs for the park. And I don't know if you ever been on camping trips when you were growing up, but we had a campground theater, so I got to do presentations there. And eventually I decided, well, let's try this on my own. So I've now had a guiding business for almost 30 years. And every couple of months in the winter, we'll get the right conditions for that. And then you'll get this beautiful forest of snow crystals right on top of the snow, or frost crystals rather. And the big story that comes with that isn't just the beauty, it's what that does to the snowpack. 'Cause we just think of snow falling and then the next snow falls and the next snow, but things happen in between those events. And they play out in the most dramatic fashion when you see steep hillsides, because we get avalanches. So a little later on, we're going to get to a spot where we can see all the avalanche slopes. So some of the clues about what's been going on in nature are really subtle. If you look across the way over here, you can see what looks like two colors of forest, almost like paint by numbers. And the part that's really pale green was all in a forest fire in 1880. And the part that's dark green escaped the fire in little clumps. And now it's a century and a half on, and you can still see the mark of that old historic fire. And I love looking for stuff like that when I'm out here. It's really gratifying and cool to see what's been going on. Going on is it's a big clearing, and so the mouse, to get anywhere, had to travel on the surface of the snow. They're kind of cute. I mean, and they have to be quite fresh, because even a tiny amount of new snow or some wind blowing the snow crystals will erase a set of tracks that are this shallow. So when you see mouse tracks, they're often relatively recent because they just disappear so quickly.
Joel is teaching us the art of putting your poles in the snow so they stay.
Got to be totally vertical. So one pull at a time is my technique. You push it in, has to be totally straight, and it'll stay standing. You have any little bit of a slant when you put it in, it'll fall over. Sure. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a shot of an avalanche coming down a mountainside. And a lot of people wonder, well, why does it suddenly happen? For weeks or months, the snow just sits up there and it's not moving. But often somewhere buried in it is something like this. And we had this here not long ago, these beautiful frost crystals that grew on the surface of the snow. And when they get buried by subsequent snowstorms, then that layer of frost remains as a kind of a weak layer, almost like a sliding layer inside the snow itself. And once you get enough snow overweighting that, then you can get an avalanche like this. And all around us, we've got some really great examples that just are consistently below freezing for weeks and months. That actually causes a form of metamorphosis in the snowflakes after they've fallen. Their whole shape changes and the density increases. So there's actually a whole physics thing going on in the snow that's up in the air like that. And the density increases and the bonding strength of the old snowflakes also gets stronger. So if we were tall enough, we could pick that thing off and it wouldn't just sort of fall apart like the new snow. It would hold together like a hunk of concrete.
Woo!
See that with everything that's, you know, beautiful or striking or that you that catches your eye, there's a story that really goes with it. And that's one of the rewarding things about snow shaking.